Lisa.
Hello, Andrew.
We have just been watching
Yes.
Comedy Playhouse, haven't we?
Yes. Well,
That's what it said. That's what it
that's
says.
what it said on the one on the internet.
Yes.
The one we had just said, "Are you being served?"
Yes, we've watched
the pilot episode.
The pilot episode of Are You
Yes.
Being Served?
This is all your fault, Russell.
Yeah, but mainly because your what is he?
Nephew.
Nephew.
Yes. He accused us of not actually having watched any. So
Oh.
now we're going to watch them from the start to the finish, and every time we watch one, we're going to do a video about it. So
You have been warned.
Yes, when you're sick of Are You Being Served, you can blame Russell.
We won't do it every day.
No.
We might do one or two a week.
One or two a week, yeah.
So this is an ongoing
So it's a long-term project. Yes.
But pilot episode.
Yes.
Shown 1972.
Yes.
Made and then really not
Just stuck
left
on the
on the shelf
Yeah.
until
they needed an emergency programme.
Yes.
Because of the offence at the Munich Olympics.
That's right. But what did you think of it as a pilot episode?
Yeah, it sets up the characters.
Mm-hmm. Because who do you get? You first see Mrs. Slocum and Miss Brahms coming in through the lift, which is landed wrong.
Yes, it's about a
lifts don't land, do they? They
sort of arrived. Yeah, it's about that much away from
where
the
it
actual
should be.
It should be, so they have to sort of jump down. And Miss Brahms has got a really short skirt on.
Yeah, they've got a sort of rack of
clothing.
stuff, haven't
Yes,
they?
yes.
Yes, and then later on you get Mr. Lucas arriving, but his lift hasn't made it all the way up
to the top. No.
So he's got to be sort of helped.
Yes,
helped up.
The lifts are fairly shambolic.
Yeah.
It has to be said. I've been in quite a few lifts, but not actually done that, but felt like they were going to. Yeah.
Because I noticed that sort of Mr. Lucas and Miss Brahms weren't that antagonistic.
No, at this stage he's not started.
They were fairly all right with each other, weren't they?
Yes, because they're sort of the same age. And
But the whole point of this episode is that the ladies' department is
being
moving in,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes, it's being merged with the gentlemen's.
Now, given the huge size of the set and the way it's arranged, you've got the lifts in the middle and the gents are on the right as you look at it, and the ladies
are on the left.
Are on the left. I can't imagine how the gents' department filled that whole floor.
Well, I'm sure they did.
Because you've only got three. You've got Mr. Granger, you've got Mr. Humphreys, and you've got Mr. Lucas.
Yes.
So who was on which counter?
I don't know. Perhaps
I don't quite see how it works.
Perhaps Mr. Granger was on one counter on his own, and Mr. Lucas and Mr. Humphreys were on the other.
Maybe.
I don't know.
There's not many customers turn up.
No.
I noticed that the first customer is Michael Knowles.
Of course, yes. Stick to your regulars.
Yeah, and you've already got a few of the catchphrases. In there, you've got glass of water for Mr. Granger.
Yes. Are you free?
Yeah, but there's no mention of Mrs. Slocum's pussy.
Not
for
at this
example.
point, no. And her hair, when you look at the colour version, isn't brightly coloured as it will
we
become.
watched the black and white version that's on our DVD, but then we had, for completeness sake, we had to look at the colour version.
Yes.
That is now out there, and yes, it was for 1972. There wasn't
quite
much
muted. Yeah.
Colour. Even the light up bra display thing isn't really very garish, is
it's
it?
Not. No. In fact, the most brightly coloured thing about it was the actual title sequence for Comedy Playhouse.
Yeah. I mean, you noticed a few sort of gaffes along the way. Mr. Lucas gets his line about Monday morning wrong. He sort of repeats.
Yes.
He comes in on Monday morning on the first Monday of the month. Or
I think you're supposed to say he comes in the morning on the first Monday of every month. You put Monday in.
And did you say that when Captain Peacock was demonstrating how to flute the handkerchief, he sort of the pencil.
Yes, Mr. Lucas has got two pencils. He's not supposed to have two pencils. One pencil is apparently sufficient. And he takes his hanky out and you hear the pencil hit the floor. Yeah. So he's only got one pencil now.
Yeah. So. I mean, Mr. Rumbold only gets basically one scene, doesn't he?
Yes. And he doesn't get that
But
much
even then he's getting confused about Solomon.
And, which he does a lot anyway. Yeah.
So that's something
that's setting up something.
And
Nicholas Smith is very good in that.
Even that little
small
piece.
Scene. Yeah. Because he's got the hardest job, as we said before. He's got to be the straight man. He doesn't really get that much of the comedy. So, apart from when he's dressed as Humpty Dumpty.
And then you've got young Mr. Grace, and they do set up old Mr. Grace,
they do.
even in this episode, because there's the bit about old Mr. Grace doesn't get about much.
No.
And of course, by season 8, that is actually sort of built upon, isn't it, finally?
Yes.
But it's a fairly simple story, isn't it? It's all very self-contained.
Yeah.
There's, what do you think of Mr. Humphrey's hair? It doesn't look right to me.
No, no, I don't know. It's obviously they haven't sort of set a style yet, have they?
And you said Mr. Humphreys gets credited fifth?
Fifth, yeah.
Or rather, John Inman.
Gets credited fifth
because the first credit goes to
Trevor Bannister, who they were going to build the series around. Because I think David Croft had worked with him before and thought he was a good actor. But as time goes on, you find that it's Mr. Humphreys that's getting the laughs, and Mr. Humphreys is the character
he's built up. Because again,
Mr.
Humphreys doesn't get a silly costume to wear or anything like that. All this stuff comes later.
Much later.
As we go through, it'll be interesting to see
at what point you start to get
things occur. Because doing it in order.
Yes, it's going to be interesting.
You always think you know how a series
progresses,
is, but series don't come to the screen sort of fully formed as you remember them. Right. All this stuff comes in from week to week, and that's why I love doing sort of series and serials in the right order.
And we've never actually done it properly from the start to the finish, because when we bought the DVDs, we would watch an episode. But we've never actually said, right, let's watch the first episode and then the second episode and then the third episode. So it's going to be interesting to watch them all in order and see how the series progresses. Okay. Because we found that with Heidi High, that the series does progress.
Yes.
The characters deepen and you get to know them and you get to like them.
So the next one is, I think, Dear Sexy Knickers.
Sexy Knickers, yes, which is a joke which will be reused in the film.
Yes, of course, yes. But do you want to give that one a score out of 10?
Yeah, I think I'd give that a 6.
Okay, so
in the middle.
So good, but with room to
improve.
Yes. And I think that is what's going to happen. So.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. Okay. So
there's the pilot episode done and dusted.
Been served, and we look forward to doing Dear Sexy Knickers next.
Okay.
At some point.
Back soon then.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.